Hello, everybody. Duckyworth here. I hope your December is going well so far, and I'm here for my next festive film reaction. And I feel that my reaction to today's film might get me in a little bit of hot water because this is an example of one of those films that I personally dislike that a lot of people seem to like. It's the 1964 Rankin Bass Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Ugh, okay, now, just one thing that I feel that I need to say, just before I go any further with my live reaction to this. I didn't grow up with this film. I never saw it until I think I only saw it all the way through last year or like the year before that. So maybe if I grew up with it and had like a bit of nostalgia towards it, I might feel a little bit warmer towards it. But having seen it last year, like a few years, it's just like I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's one of the most beloved holiday films of all time. It's a true Christmas classic." And I haven't seen that many of the Rankin Bass stop motion like Christmas adaptations, like Christmas specials. I have seen The Year Without a Santa Claus and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Those are ones that I really that I like, and I think they're pretty sweet specials. I remember seeing those, but when it comes to this, I just saw it and it just felt a bit too mean spirited to me. I mean, I know it's the whole point of the whole thing that and the point of a song that Rudolph is bullied for his red nose. But I felt that when it came to how it was handled, I know that the 1997 adaptation of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that was made by Good Times. I know that that one hasn't got that much staying power for some people compared to this one, but I honestly preferred that one to this because it seemed a bit more like, for all the bullying that Rudolph got in that as well, his parents and Santa Claus in that, they seem to be much more supportive of him. And of course, that one song where Santa says, "No matter what happens, Rudolph, you'll always be a member of my family." That was really sweet in the '97 adaptation, and the '97 adaptation, it's not perfect, so I'll just say that it's got some noticeable flaws to it, and it can be pretty cheesy at times. But it's not a perfect film, but I did still prefer. I do still prefer that one to the Rankin Bass one. Controversial opinion here, I know, but hopefully when I get into my reaction towards the film, some of you might, I mean, I know a lot of this is probably going to be for like a values dissonance, because it's like this film came out in the '60s and it's like it's 57 years since the film came out. Obviously attitudes are going to change and like things that people are going to see as being okay, but it's just because it came out years and years ago doesn't mean that it's not immune to. I mean, obviously, that you can say it like maybe attitudes were different back then, but I don't think it makes it immune to criticism or just like pointing out the flaws or just like saying this is why I don't think it's very good. You can't really say that just because it's a classic, it can't be criticised for any of it. And hopefully, even people who like this film, you'll be able to understand why as I get into my live reaction to it. Because at the end of the day, if you love this film, that's for you to decide. More power to you. If you love it, great. I'm not wanting to take that away from anyone or say that oh, your opinion is wrong and mine is right. I just want to point out why personally this film doesn't do anything for me, and as I say, hopefully as I get into the live reaction, that will explain why. Okay, here we go, everyone. I've got the film on YouTube right now, and I'm just going to click play on it now. 3, 2, 1, play. Play. Oh, now it plays. Oh wow, that animation is better than I remember it to be. Oh no, wait, this is a live action segment here. Ice peril warning, tough going, like loads of snowstorms, foul weather may postpone Christmas. Oh, we had snow here a couple of like last month, so that's oddly fitting here. Rankin Bass present. Isn't she know Rankin Bass presents? Oh. Oh, it's Colonel Sanders as a snowman, by the looks of it. Sam. The last time I saw a talking snowman, it was when I was unfortunate enough to see footage of that with Jack Frost film. Maybe this is going to come across as another bit of a controversial opinion for mine, but when it comes to like all of the stop motion, it's like I don't know what the budget was for the stop motion, but it always just looks a little bit strange to me. Oh, okay, so uh, um, ah, ah, oh Jesus Christ. Uh, I am worried about Santa Claus. His wife is force feeding him pounds upon pounds of food. It's like he clearly says, "I don't want to do it." In your lease is eat, be fat. Yeah, that's not a very happy marriage there. No, it looks like there. Well, wait a minute. You're a snowman, so if it snows a lot, wouldn't that be good for you? Uh, I'm sorry, I don't have an ice block, so I can't pull one up to have it to. Uh, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say is that you're not singing; you're just talking that bit there. Okay. Oh, oh, let me summon my snow. Let me summon my snow queen. Mist there. That's another one. That's another film that I saw recently, but that's a bit strange. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. God, 1964. I can't look at this. I just remember it's like in Elf, like the parody of the Rankin Bass style. I just think of that in a because I'm more familiar with Elf than I am with this film because I saw that many more times. When it comes to the jollity of this, oh Jesus, that's one scary, creepy doll staring at me there. Some of it honestly reminds me of Pingu. Looking at some of the set pieces here. Ugh. Ah, just where he was just standing there, just looking down to. Weird. Ugh. And some of the way that the heads move looks a bit. Uh, oh, and so it begins. How do you manage to? Oh wow, he's already been born, and his parents are just saying, "Oh, he's already deformed, so we'll have to overlook it." Yeah, great parents of the year here. And here's Santa to make it better or worse. Oh, it looks like a Pringles man. This version of Santa. Oh, oh my God! Santa just said that. His dad, first of all, Rudolph's dad, he just says, oh, he'll grow out of it, his deformity will go away in many years so we can actually tolerate him. And Santa says, yeah, he's a freak, let's hope that he gets over it. Yeah, great, Santa. I'm only like 5 minutes in and already hate everyone. Ha ha ha, he fell over, now I'm going to laugh at his misfortune. Rudolph's having a seizure. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, we'll hide what makes him different from everybody else, aren't we, brilliant parents? Oh yeah, I love this so far. No, don't hug him. He's an abusive dick. Ugh. Yeah, if you can't tell already, it's just like, I mean, what kind of? I mean, I know that obviously a lot of people say that it just seems really really weird to me that as soon as he's born, it's like and Santa just says if you don't hide your deformity, you'll never get on the sleigh team. Oh. Oh yeah, you're really hiding yourself there. Well, you can see your antlers right there. Oh, hide from his single leg that's moving about. The abominable snowman. Well, I wonder where he comes from and what he does and what his motivations are. God, it looks like a prison. Just looking at it there, his castle looks a bit like a prison. Oh, but judging by how things go for Hermie here, it might as well be a prison. Yeah, it's like, what is it about the He hadn't started yet. Oh God, what's up with her eyes? Everybody in the North Pole is evil. Look at everybody's eyes. Why is everyone in a Santa's workshop, Santa included, so cursed? Turn it down. Oh yeah, isn't the North Pole just the greatest place in the world, folks? I thought that the North Pole was supposed. When I was a child, I always thought of Santa's workshop and like where all the elves work. I always thought it was like a really nice place to be. I thought it was supposed to be like joyful. If I watched this growing up, I would have thought it was like a prison of some kind. Yeah, and Santa is supposed to see naughty and nice list. He's supposed to see the naughty and nice list for everyone, but he can't be. He can't not notice all the workplace bullying that's going on. That's going on every day, and well, he's even partaking. He's even partaking in it when it comes to Rudolph, so he's not a very good boss either. Oh yeah, great. Yeah, you just need to put up with bullying, and if you report it to your boss, he's going to say, "Oh yeah, you better fix that, or else you're not going to be able to work ever again." Oh yeah. Oh, oh Jesus Christ! Oh, shut up! I hate this dick. Oh yeah, and the mom's not going to say anything because, judging by what happens later, the mom isn't allowed to do anything proper. And when I saw this film, I remember earlier on, it just got way too. It honestly got difficult to watch. I mean, if there's something that a lot of people say is supposed to be like a Christmas classic that brings them with a lot of joy every single time I see it, I'm not seeing it. I just see a whole load of discriminatory bullies just all about, and Santa Claus himself picking on people. So if it, oh yeah, what if I don't want to be a little bubby of abusive dick? That's what I would say. Fireball. Ugh. Something about the way that they walk, it just looks a little bit, and just trying to look at the way that they never blink, it just looks a little bit, it looks a little bit weird. It's not beautiful. It's full of jerks. And elf improvement. Ha 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 ha. And if they don't fit my approval, I'll cut them up. Because that's what he's probably gonna do. If they're not fit to be on the sled team. Ugh. This whole place looks more like a dystopian future. Every single elf, apart from Hermie, looks and acts exactly the same as each other. Ugh. Except that you do, because you pick on Hermie because he wants to be a dentist, so you're hypocrites as well. Yeah, and look, Santa's absolutely tired of everything, and the Mrs. Claus is too busy thinking of ways to fatten Santa up and decrease his health prospects and lower his lifespan for many decades. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah, hilarious. Yeah, this guy never smiled. He was just. It just looks like he's constantly got his mouth broken into that position. Aha! Let us suffocate one of our co-workers. Aren't we the best elves ever? And let me poke his ear out with. Oh my god! I thought he was going to cut his ear off for a second. Jesus Christ! There, and Santa's just like, I always thought Santa was going to be someone who was like supportive of everyone, but instead he's just like saying, yeah, whatever, just get on with it. I've got better things to do. Hermie, if you want to be a dentist, I don't think hammering into it would be the best practice to do, because if you hammer in someone's teeth, that's going to hurt a lot. Uh, uh, Looking at wiggling ears just reminds me of a troll in Central Park. Wait a minute, and another thing, the elves have teeth. So what's so weird about them wanting a dentist anyway? Who would want to fit in here? This whole place is hell. Smile, smile. Can't you tell how sad I am? Yeah. What's if it's what's if it's how can you tell? You've only just met her. How do you know that she likes you? Oh, and once again, judging by how this film treats female characters later, I get the feeling that they don't really love them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to be a pal. I don't want to be any pal of anyone here. In fact, how much do you want to bet about looking at this? It just looks like Donna just with a cap on. So you just put on a cap to want to abuse your son more, didn't you? Oh. Ha ha ha! He fell down and probably broke something. Ha 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 ha! Oh. Oh, what's going on with his eyes? How do you know that? You've only just met him. Well, to be honest, a lot of the voice acting in this sounds a bit peculiar. Tell me about the lambs, Clarice. Hopefully someone doesn't want to have anyone to live with fava beans and us Chianti. Oh, that was a bit weird. I just turned around and we just came back again. Oh. She said you're cute, not be cued. Oh yeah, Santa's here. This is going to end well. #1 boss of the year here. What? Oh, what's his eyes? Why do people want to go to the North Pole again? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, brilliant. You know what? This is exactly where I stopped watching the first time, because it's like Santa like says that Donna should be ashamed because his son looks different than everybody else, and everyone just shuns him, and Santa doesn't do anything to help him. So it's like. It's like, I know that, obviously I didn't grow up with this, but I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see why people like this film. And I mean, I know I'm only something like 18 minutes, 19 minutes in, but so far, when I was seeing this, I was hating it. And I mean, I know it's part of a moral and everything, but it just every single adult just abuses this poor kid just because he looks different, and it just seems to be just for something that it just seems too much, just like, especially for something Christmas related. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's clearly a little girl's voice there singing that. I mean, it's a pretty song, but that is not a young deer. That is not a young deer. That's an adult's voice. Ah, okay. Well, raccoon's there, just sliding along the ground. She's just summoning. Well, unless Santa gets You know what? Unless tomorrow Rudolph gets taken in by like Child Protective Services, there is no Christmas miracle here or anything. Spoilers: there aren't any miracles to be seen here. wait a minute. I just looked it up. Janice Orenstein she was 15 when she recorded this. Okay, I beg her pardon. I beg her pardon. The voice just sounded older. I thought it was an adult doing the singing here. You look exactly like Donna. My God, just looks at. Here's another question. Why? What's so problematic about him having a red nose? Oh, wow. Where'd you come from? What's so problematic about him having a red nose anyway? It's like something about the story. It's like, other than it just coming across as mean spirited, why don't they like his red nose to begin with? Is it just because of the glowing? I mean, there wasn't any light or anything, so there wasn't really any sign that it caused him any problems. Uh, okay, even the baubles hate them. If that's to be, why did the baubles just fall down there? Okay. Ugh. Time for weird, unnatural dancing here. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just shitting on everyone's. I'm just shitting on everyone's like childhood here, but it's just the animation. It just looks a bit. It just looks a bit peculiar to me. Ah, ha ha. Oh, was this supposed to be? Was this supposed to be a joke? And I mean, this is even coming from someone that has been bullied for being different when I was younger. I mean, I did have my parents are always supportive, and it's like I had friends and teachers that were supportive of it. So there was some end to the so was some end to the bullying, but it just. Oh yeah, and even the fish hate them. I almost died, and now I'm going to smile at you. Oh yeah, and they're just left out, and nobody notices that they just walked off all by themselves. Santa Claus hasn't held like a search party for them, and oh yeah, and Bumble, this guy. It's like another thing about this. It's like for a villain, it's just like the Bumble just comes in out of nowhere. It's like it's like he just wants to hunt. Why does he want to hunt them down? It's like he just see. Bumble just seems to be there just for the special to have a villain, and it's like he doesn't really, and he's not really that threatening. I'm just gonna say it looks more comical than anything else. I mean, when the rest of the animation, oh great, and here's a dog abuser, uh, Yukon Cornelius. I mean, when it comes to all the bully, I honestly find all the bullying from all the other characters, including Rudolph's old parents and own parents and Santa Claus, to be scarier than the Bumble. Oh, and Yukon Cornelius has a Eggman mustache. Oh, and I just noticed the pistol that he has in his belt. Oh yeah, considering the fact that you're surrounded. Okay, and he licks his own pickaxe. Hope you're not gonna accidentally cut your tongue or get an infection from that. I think he's insane. Ugh. What happened with the? What happened with, that was a bit jittery. That thing with the umbrella here. Ha ha! We knocked our nuts over! Ha ha! Okay, that sounded a bit... Wow, that was an idiot. What if you want green decorations on your Christmas tree? You don't have... Ah! The birds are having a seizure there with their necks. Their necks are just like jittering back and forth there. Okay, it looks like we've just got a sea urchin and we've just painted it gold there. Ah. Wait, we're supposed to... How do you plug them in? Those lights supposed to be plugged in somewhere? Where do they get the electricity source? Oh, okay, that song added nothing. Hop aboard and I can abuse my dogs that look dead. Uh, yeah. Oh, oh, so after he, so at least he's stopped abusing his dogs now. Oh, and there's a Bumble who just exists for threatening. Or it's not like he has anything better to do other than just like rummage about. You know, instead of a dentist elf, maybe we need a hairdresser elf for him. You lick your own pickaxe. I don't think you want to talk about superior intelligence, mate. Oh yeah, I bet you're really going to be able to outrun him with your stubby little legs. Threatening. Wait, how does he make his head stand up like that whenever he roars? How did that chip off? You're only doing it towards one side of the iceberg. You weren't doing it towards. just when he just shuffles forward. It's just like, but it just reminds me of one YouTube pooper watch where he just went, oh, if only, oh yeah, and he drowned. Aha! Oh no, he didn't drown. We almost drowned a creature. Ha ha! Uh, yeah. Uh, you realise that's how you get tetanus, don't you? If you cut your tongue on that. Oh yeah, they're really gonna get far with this guy guiding and him changing his mind. But you can't. You said that we were supposed to go east. I changed my mind. Oh, here comes a lion. Misogyny! Just what we need in a Christmas story. You may as well have just said something like, no, stay here and make me a sandwich, bitch. I mean, might as well. This, once again, the 60s, but still, that line is just... Oh, yeah, and it took, like, how long has he been out? He's been out for, like, weeks or something, and only now have I noticed that the child is missing? Yeah! You're a little bit late to notice the land there. If you were looking forward, and then you just hit it. Oh yeah, another prison looking. Ah, look at how jittery he is. Oh no, it's the poltergeist clown. The Island of Misfit Toys. Anyway, when it comes to Donna, it's just like I know that they're trying to say here that he feels he feels bad for what he did, but still, too little, too late, you dick. And this is all on you, Donna, and of course I hope that Santa realises what he did was wrong, or he should have felt worse. Yeah, once again, it just feels like too little, too late when it comes to the characters realising are abusive, and I feel like they don't properly get called out for what happened. Well, considering the fact how everything moves, I wouldn't be surprised if everything. Uh, they don't look like Miss. And another thing, Santa banishes all these toys that just have a little bit wrong with them, sent onto this island or something, or he doesn't know that they're, or, I mean, he must know that they're all here, so, once again, this is just making Santa come across as more and more and more of the worst person in existence. Yeah, all because of Santa Claus. Well, it's not the most wonderful day of the year at the North Pole. There's nothing wrong with most of these. Blood! It looks like it shoots blood. What's wrong with that? Oh yeah, more drowning. There's a lot of death by drowning in this, isn't there? Ugh. And once again, I'm losing faith in Santa Claus. If I saw this as a child, I would have thought, wait, Santa banishes all these toys that have a little bit wrong with them to this island? Santa's a dick. Okay. I misheard it. I thought it was because Santa was kicking all the misfit toys here, but no, it's Moonracer bringing all the toys here. But once again, how does Santa not notice this? Oh, are you a toy? Uh, why don't you help them? Considering the fact that he gave them those toys to begin with, and then they started getting kicked here, you would have thought Santa would have known about this. And why don't you do something, King Deadbeat? And why don't you do something to help the Moonracer instead of sending these three people who, instead of helping these three people that obviously need help, Wait, how are those flowers growing there? If you're in the North Pole. Uh, wait, what's that? It looks like a doll's house. Oh yeah, you just leave them all alone together there, and they're probably not going to be able to get home. But what's going on for music? It sounds like the music, like all the trumpets are dying. It just goes. Oh well he's dead. Just going off all by himself to. No, yeah, what's going on? Oh yeah, even polar bears are complete and utter jerks. Everybody living in every single that ass. Oh, in his why are you holding on his it looked thick from that angle there. Just went strange. Uh, no, I don't think you want to go home. Not with how everyone's been acting. Oh yeah. Oh wow, he's been gone for years and years and years, and already you begin bullying him. Just, I mean, even if it was someone that you didn't really know, and you didn't help them, why, Santa? And that's all that matters, not the fact that they're gonna die in the blizzard. Uh, Santa, isn't there something you should be saying to him? I'm sorry for all the horrible things that I did. Santa just turned up on him and then just shoved all his responsibilities onto him. And once again, why didn't you help them when they left to find him, Santa? Oh yeah, you don't care about anything other than... You don't care about anyone, do you? Oh, well, to be honest, although they deserve it for how they were acting earlier. Wait, how do you know where to go? Wait, how do you know that they'd be there? I mean, of course they are, but I mean, why? Oh yeah, look at them just standing by while Clarice just threatening. I love how Donna and Rudolph's mom just stand there and just do nothing while the Bumble's just about to attack Clarice. Oh yeah, that's doing a whole lot. Just, just like tapping. Once again, why are you doing this? Uh, oh yeah, wouldn't it have been? Oh, and Yukon's back to abusing his dogs, and yeah, great. Well, that reminds me of Captain the Skull Rock from Peter Pan. That's probably, by the way, that's probably not a good place to keep your pistol pointed toward your crotch like that, Yukon. I'm gonna lick my pickaxe again. Uh, Donna, Donna, do something. Why didn't Donna's got antlers? Why didn't he fight back? Or wouldn't the animation budget have allowed it? He's taking his time. He's taking his sweet time in eating them if he's hungry. Wait, how are you attracting him there? What are you doing? Concussion! Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, I think his head would have probably been splattered all over the ground. Oh yeah, and this is another pretty horrifying thing to think of. He's pulling out Bumble's teeth. Yeah, you didn't give him any anaesthetic or anything, Hermie, so he's probably going to bleed out in a few minutes from all of his teeth being taken out like that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, that would have bled out a ton. Yeah, let's. What are you doing? Oh yeah, let's kill him. Let's kill him. Yeah, and this is smart Yukon, isn't it? Oh, that was dumb. He died as he lived, stupidly. Yes, we hadn't noticed. I love how they specifically said we need to get the women back to Christmas Town. Maybe he was wrong. No, try exactly, definitely he was wrong. And I love how they had that off screen, rather than having like a heartfelt apology for everything. Wait, how have the elves like taken care of their teeth before now? Too little, too late, you dick. Ugh. We abused and physically dismantled him, so now that makes him better. We're good guys. Wouldn't they have seen that if I looked over the edge of a cliff, though? And once again, it just feels like everyone just got off a little bit too easily for picking on everyone all their lives. Oh yeah, and Santa's back. Oh yeah, and Mrs. Claus is back to abusing her husband by trying to fatten him up. God, the way that Mrs. Claus just keeps smiling for everything going on. I'm so sad that everything's happening. Smile, smile. It just looks at some of the expressions in this. It seems to contradict the mood. What's going on? I mean, it's just like sometimes I have them frown a smile, but it just seems like their mouths just seem very static. Oh, I just noticed that fireplace in the background. Listen to fire. It's just the walls just glowing. Oh, and he's back to and he's back to picking on him for his nose again. Brilliant. Now I know that it can fix all my problems, I suddenly think your nose is beautiful. It's only when it suits me that I think it's good. Ha ha. How do you know that? You haven't tested it or anything. You've just seen it shine for a few seconds. And then he goes outside and tries shining it, and never mind, it ends up not being able to... Not being... yeah, Rudolph, if I was in your position... No, you didn't! All you did was pick on him from the instant he was born, you hypocritical deadbeat. Everyone in this film is awful, and Rudolph should have... I feel like Rudolph and Hermie shouldn't be that... easily taken in by everyone saying that they forgive them. It all just came too quick. We shared about 1 minute of screen time, so that means we love each other. Yeah, my romance was a bit rushed as well, so that was pretty rushed as well, so that's another criticism to have towards it. Yeah. Yeah. God, but look like you could poke someone's eyes out with those noses. And that guy can't... I guess he's still angry because his expression hasn't changed and he's not smiling at all. Yeah. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. My health has taken it down. Has gone downhill because of you, you abusive wife. Yeah, And next year, we're going to have a reindeer that's completely blind, and I'm going to pick on them again until there's something about them that suits me. Ho, 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 ho. Well, it couldn't have been that bad a storm if I could walk out into the... And wait a minute, the storm... Yes, now that he's not an embarrassment anymore, I can say that he's my boy. I'm the worst dad ever. Ugh. Why would peppermints be in the ground? Oh, and I guess he's completely gone mad from licking his pickaxe. Oh, wait a minute, you know, there's that castle. There's that big castle. Why doesn't Moonracer let the Misfit toys live in the castle instead of throwing them out into the cold every single night? Yeah, Moonracer, if you want to help the Misfit toys, you could have let them into your... You've got more than enough space for all of them in there. You can just tell from my voice acting how sad I am. He sounds a lot like the Mad Hatter, the Jack in the Box there. Well, I suppose we're in hell, judging by the... we're just glitching all over the place, just jumping into the sack. With the red lighting there, it finally looked like the hellish landscape that the North Pole has been set to be throughout the whole thing. For the rest of the story, well, the storm seems to have yeah, good luck trying to find the house there. We're just gonna, instead of going through the chimney, we're just gonna throw you over the side and you're all gonna fall into the ocean or whatever. I mean, how are we going to be able to get to the houses just with that, especially if there's a storm? That's just going to blow them off course into like a mountain or a forest somewhere. Yeah, you're really helping them get to their new house. And how is a train supposed to steer it? Oh, and another thing, it's like that noise, what's going on with the reindeer's legs? They look like yeah, that looks pretty creepy. It looks like the legs are just going back and forth while their bodies just remain completely still. It just looks a bit, just on that looks a little bit peculiar. Ah. How can anyone hear you from up there? I suppose it would only be a Merry Christmas if I didn't see that next year, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I mean, I know a lot of people. It's like obviously, I know a lot of people grew up with this film, and I imagine that it's just like maybe I'm just being a bit hard on it, but seeing it blind, someone who hadn't seen Rudolph a Red-Nosed Reindeer growing up, it just seems like a lot of the instances, it just seems to be way too. I mean, I get that the whole point of the song is that Rudolph is picked on for his red nose until on his shiny nose, and then Santa says you can help guide my sleigh and you have a place. And I get that's the point of like the song and everything, but it just seems to be a bit too harsh that his parents, as soon as he's born, they start picking on him and they start saying, oh, don't worry, he'll grow out of it, he won't be an embarrassment to us when he's older, I hope. And even Santa starts picking on him, saying he won't be a part of a sled team unless he grows out of it. And later, when he shows off his red nose, Santa says, Donna, you should be ashamed of yourself for having a child that's slightly different than everyone else, and Donna's embarrassed of his son. And then it's like with rude Santa, I'm sorry, bumbling my words around a little bit there. Santa has a naughty and nice list. I think most of the people at the North Pole are acting pretty damn naughty if they're picking on someone for being different, and you would have thought that Santa Claus would have a problem with people in his employ bullying each other because they're different. But no, he's going to instigate it. He's the instigator of workplace bullying, Santa Claus is. And Mrs. Claus just wants to feed him fatty foods that would constantly endanger his life by making him put on tons and tons of weight every single year. So that's going to be a huge problem. So the whole of the North Pole, it looks like a place of the most dysfunctional workplace that you would imagine. If I was watching this when I was younger, I wouldn't think of the North Pole as this happy place where children's dreams are made. I would think of it as a hellhole where whole hope goes to die. And I mean, when it comes to the characters that I did like about it, I mean, I know that I poked fun at Yukon Cornelius for just like for being nuts enough to like lick his pickaxe just when he picks it off the ground, but I thought he was yeah, honestly, maybe it's just because I voiced him in this fan dub that me and some of my friends are doing of like a parody dub of the film, but I did find some of his over-the-top deliveries to honestly be pretty amusing at times. And like when it came to Clarice, she's like the only person who's the only one who's supportive of Rudolph. So I mean that already gives her points over many of the others, even if she's sadly not in the film for very long. And the romance just feels, once again, the romance just felt rushed. That's just how I felt. I mean, I know that given the short running time, but it just felt like they just meet, Rudolph and Clarice, and then they just fall in love with each other in seconds. And it just felt, another thing I just found a little bit funny is that Donna and Rudolph's mom just stand there while Clarice is getting attacked by the Bumble. Rather than, and when Rudolph goes to just like prod the Bumble's butt with his antlers, I mean, why didn't Donna try doing that to save Clarice earlier? I mean, maybe that's just more of a nitpick, but it is something that I just thought was a little bit peculiar. And I mean, the whole thing with the Island of Misfit Toys as well. I mean, at first I thought it was that because they said that it's all because of Santa Claus. I thought that was something going to be like Santa just like sent the, given how much of an abusive boss Santa seemed to be. I thought it was that he ended up throwing all the toys that had something a little bit wrong with them, just like thrown onto the island. But no, Moonracer, it's like the toys that aren't loved by boys and girls, they get picked up by Moonracer and then they just get thrown out into the cold. It's like, why doesn't Moonracer just let them into the castle where they'd be warm? And what is he supposed to be anyway? Is he supposed to be a giant toy? He just seems a bit out of place. Just this lion with eagle wings. It's like, what are you? What are you? It doesn't mesh with a lot of the things that are going on in the film, which is a little bit peculiar. And again, I would have thought that Santa would have known that this was going on with the toys that he was giving out every single year. And I would have thought that he would be aware that they're just being left to freeze on this island. Because, I mean, I would have thought he would have some way of figuring out what happened to the toys. Or is it just that as soon as he gives them to, he drops them off every single year, they're just like, well, I didn't need to care about you anymore. It's like, I don't know, it's just personally, I would have thought that Santa would be a little bit more on the up about this situation going on with the toys just like being left to freeze out in the cold while Moonracer just like lives in his warm castle just without them, even though he has houses that he could let them in instead of letting them just like freeze out every single night. Yeah, in case you're wondering, this film isn't making the North Pole seem like a place that has very nice people in it. Every single person who lives here is a jerk. And once again, comparing it to the 97 Rudolph film, Rudolph was bullied at the start, sure, but his parents were supportive of him, regardless of what everybody else said. When Donna... Was he called Donna in the 98 one? I think he was. When people started picking on his son, he tried to stop them from bullying them, and it's like he said, and he said, all right, everyone break it up, and they were like, leave my son alone, and he was just saying, if anyone wants to pick on my son, they'll have to go through me. And when Rudolph ran home crying from like a reindeer school that one time in the 97 version, Santa saw him, he comforted him, and he said, no matter what anybody says, you'll always be a part of my family, because no matter what your differences are, you'll always be appreciated. And that's not that. From what I heard, I would have thought that this version, the beloved 64 one, that a lot of people seem to really, really enjoy, but it just seems it just seems way too mean-spirited to me. Once again, maybe it's just viewing it through a modern lens, but I didn't find it to be very... I just found it to be a bit much, and it's like, it also doesn't help that as soon as Rudolph returns home after being missing for years, you would have thought that even if they thought he was strange, that they would have been a little bit worried. And he went out for years. He was gone for years, and his own parents didn't wait until ages later to go out looking for him. Donna acts like a misogynistic jerk and says to his wife, this is man's work, and forces him and Clarice back into the cave to try and go out, so they're just left in the cave by themselves. And once again, 60s, but it just felt weird. It just felt really weird to see that. And again, I'm sure like values dissonance would be something. And again, I'm not trying to say, oh, you're wrong for liking this, and just because it's something that everybody else loves, I think you're all wrong, and this is why. No, of course not, It's the same with films that I like, that a lot of people dislike. It's like, just because I've got a different opinion of it, doesn't mean any opinion's wrong. It's just an opinion, what people see on it, But personally, I don't see it when I watch this film. It's, once again, it's one of those films that I dislike, that a lot of people seem to like. And another thing is just like, I mean, I know that obviously it's like the Rankin Bass style. I know a lot of people have like pokes fun at it at times, but I do think it seems a little bit strange about when the characters try to emote, like with the animation, but most of the time they don't seem to smile or frown or change their expressions all that much, unless they suddenly spontaneously get eyebrows. But it does get a little bit. It does look a little bit stilted at times when they walk, and like with some of the actions that they have, it does look a little bit weird. I mean, I know once again, 60s stop motion, but it does look a little bit peculiar. As someone who didn't grow up with a whole lot of stop motion Rankin Bass films. And when it comes to the Bumble, it just felt like he was there just so the film could have a villain. And it's like he's not really there to do a whole lot except just to make conflict just for the sake of it. Hermie suddenly becomes pretty sadistic by like, oh well, instead of trying to calm him down, we're just gonna rip all his teeth out so he eventually dies from all his gums bleeding out everywhere. And you would have thought if he wants to be a dentist, you would have thought that he would try to like give him some anaesthetic or maybe give something like to numb the pain or something. That's gonna hurt a lot, Hermie. Yeah, and Yukon Cornelius just... I mean, I know that obviously the Bumble was trying to eat them, but you never know. He could have just been trying to survive. He could have just been trying to eat or something, and I don't know. And again, I didn't really find the Bumble to be that threatening of an antagonist. It just seemed to be there just so that they could have a villain. And once again, probably one thing that again, that one's probably more of a nitpick, but that's just something that I just felt about it. Is there anything that I enjoyed about this? I mean, I know that sometimes it pokes a bit of fun at the voice acting, like for some of the voices being a bit annoying, like Yukon Cornelius constantly shouting, and some of the voices not showing a whole lot of emotion. But I did like the songs. I think that the songs were nice, and the instrumentals, and... it's like the voice actors for Hermie and Rudolph were good. I thought they were good. And I suppose I can appreciate just like it's like how many people grew up with this, and it's like how much of an audience that it had. And I don't think it stood the test of time very well, but there's still a lot of people that enjoy it, and good for you. I mean, I'm happy that a lot of people still enjoy this. A lot of people see. I mean, clearly I'm missing something because I mean, a lot of people. It's still like this big, fantastic holiday classic for a lot of people, and a lot of people still love it and watch it every single year. But I guess it's just not my film. But hopefully, I mean, if you watch this live reaction, I mean, hopefully, even if I didn't like this film, I mean, hopefully you saw where I was coming from when it came to the criticisms for it, that I had for it. And I hope that at least you enjoyed my live reaction towards it. And but I don't have... It's not the end for my Rankin Bass reactions, because I am next going to do my live reaction to Frosty the Snowman from 1969. That one is like only half an hour, so I might be able to record this pretty soon after this one, I think. So I'll be recording that one, and I'll let you know what I think about that. I hope that everybody's holidays are going well, and I shall talk to you all later, everybody. Duckyworth out. Bye, everyone.